and I thought it'd be a good time to do it for... This is why anniversary specials are some of the most popular stories. This is why multi-doctor anniversary specials are so fun. Yeah. This is why anniversary specials are usually. This is why fans usually held up. This is why and for nearly every decade, that's exactly what we got. 3 of the 6 big anniversary specials. 3 of the 6 decade anniversaries would have multi-doctor stories, and even the centenary special technically is a multi-doctor story. You could even argue the 60th specials, to a degree, are technically multi-doctor adventures, although not the way you may think. The only anniversary that technically doesn't have a multi-doctor special on screen is the 40th. Technically, Scream the Shout is the 40th anniversary special for that. But, and then alongside, from crossover stories, from crossovers to multi-doctor event, from other notable events to, these expanded media has, such as the project, or in some cases, 2 doctors in the same story, but at different points in time, and they're doing 2 sides of it, or they're doing 2 things at the same time, but either not interacting or not interacting till towards the end and coming together. And sometimes multiple incarnations doing that. But during the Jodie Whittaker 13th Doctor era, full disclosure, I'm not counting Big Finish in this at the moment, because Big Finish kind of do brand new story for the continuing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the odd numbered months. It's for I don't know which Doctor's Adventures are gonna follow on from the other one. But okay, but yeah, let's go back to hang on, I'm gonna get something else there. Now let's go back to 2018, when some of this started happening. Is this 2018? Yeah. Now they released 2. Now before they started their 13th Doctor, the Road to the 13th Doctor, The Many Lives of Doctor Who, which saw in Titan, as aside from Supremacy of the Cybermen, they only really focus this and Supremacy of the Cybermen's bonus story. Also, it comes in different art styles as well. Nice. I have not Ninth Doctor though. Sadly, they did do they did the ninth, but sadly the Ninth Doctor does not appear in. And then a final. So it's already looking at. But this is just and a couple of specials in the Time Out in Mind comic, which I do have. It's right over here. So she's done spin-offs. Actually, have Martha Jones as the main companion of the past ones, not including their. That's really nice, that Titan comic, and here's a Martha Jones edition. So, A Little Help from My Friends was intended to be the first of the 13th and they started, and the Ori. Now I'll be lucky if now if where did I put it? Isn't that right? 15th Doctor. Now, I'm not going to say that Titan. Now, I'm not going to say. Then again, Titan Comics usually has Doctors crossing over with them fairly often as well. Not only in. So if they had carried on with. So if they did do another multi-Doctor event, then it probably would. But for whatever. But as of 2000 and. But okay. That's okay. Two comic run. Well, Titan Comics may not. I don't know if it was necessarily the first, but it's definitely one of the biggest examples. Before I move on, is the reality, and I believe this is the VR game. I could be wrong about that, but it was basically some good gaming stuff. You sure you're not an adaptation? Or it's an adaptation of you? No, it's completely original and separate stories. But for some reason, they decide that the 10th Doctor should be in this 13th Doctor game, and just the 10th Doctor, no other Doctor. But why? But it does have a sort of a tie, because whilst I don't really count Time Lord Victorious in the same way, it is also somewhat connected as well, but I'll get back to that later. Now, thing here with... Do I have the Time Lord Victorious? They might be here. Yeah, that's right. I'll get the books over there as well. Thing is, with the edge of... Yeah. Heck, even Mr. Tuck... Yeah. I don't know... Anyway. Oh, yeah, listen to all of those people. Well, okay, I'm specific... Yeah, listen to... But also, perhaps the... And... Maybe Series 12 did... So why does... I'm going to bring up something... I'm going to talk about something slightly different next. On a slightly different note, we also... So on a slightly different note, if the 10th Doctor and Legends of Camelot played... this range has gone on to spawn... Yeah. I had these. Did I have these in Doctor Order? No, I had these in release order. But if you're able to see... But if... For comparison's sake, this is the 2021 annual cover released at the end of 2000. Excuse me, dust. I mean, it's cool to celebrate it on both, to be honest. I mean, if you could do it on both Advent... I mean, if you could celebrate it during both annuals. It's really great. But anyway, so yeah, it does start to feel like 13 is getting a bit erased from being the face of the franchise in favor of the 10th Doctor again, or other Doctors in other stories. So maybe that's more of a... So yeah, it seems to me that they... Titan I bring up as a... And that's not even mentioning the... have I got some audio? Yeah. And having quite a few stories, the comic story, the books. I think the Doctor Who magazine comic actually had the 9th Doctor as the main one, and the Big Finish Audios has one 10th Doctor story paralleling. Like, again, it's a story where it's got 8 and 10, but they're doing their own thing, paralleling each other, and then 8 and also the 4th Doctor the other. And then the other stories have the 8th Doctor plus one for the 4th Doctor to lead into the escape room. And a pair of master short trips. Man, and I thought... So that means Hellbent was the last time we saw the Time Lords... I think... Can I hand in my resignation to the Doctor Who fan club? I'm kidding aside. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna resign. I'm not resigning. Well, can you at least now post all of Tennant's face over all the merchandise, more or less, plus another Doctor Who magazine comic with Donna and the 14th Doctor after the 6th. We haven't had a big... And although he didn't get his own comic run, he pops up in a... So, yeah. Now, granted, apparently the 60th anniversary specials take place within, like, a couple days of each other, like, maybe a few hours after the regeneration happens, and the Starbeast is a few hours later, and so the Doctor is able to go off and do Liberation of the Daleks right after the regeneration. Then goes to Skaro for Destination Skaro, and then he could go and do maybe one or two other things first, and then the Starbeast happens. So okay, there's a tight time frame apparently, but that's not really said that. But apart from Destination Skaro, that doesn't. But apart from Destination Skaro, they don't really enforce that tight time frame. So you could maybe theoretically say that there was more stuff happening for 14 between Destination Skaro and the Starbeast, and not to mention post the Giggle stuff, thanks to the bi-generation, 14 can have loads more stories now. Heck, we don't even get 10th Doctor or 14th Doctor in the Doomsday event. I've got the comic somewhere. Where have I got the comic? It's over there. 2 and 9 in that book, and 12 in this comic, although it doesn't meet Doom, and in the audio, and in the BBC audiobook. So out. All brand new expanded media is going to focus on him. Maybe there'll be some other stuff, and there's going to be brand new multimedia. Actually, I do have my 15 I can reach that. No, I can't. Oh, I can reach this. And we're going to have brand as the and he will be the fifth. Yeah. But as in terms of and the Star Trek Lower Decks game over, and you got to see the different art styles of the two in one shot in the most recent series. It was either yeah, I think it was Enterprise. One of these. I think it was the most recent series of Enterprise. But okay, yeah. Anyway, so Star Trek Lower Decks crosses over. Not even the 5th. Okay, 10th Doctor. And it's just the 10th Doctor. I don't even think he's got a companion with them. Not only are you overshooting. I mean, look at Dalek Attack, one of the main 3 Doctors. Look at Dalek Attack, for example. You play as 3 Doctors, and you got to play as Sylvester McCoy as the current Doctor at the time. But also, one of them is also Tom Baker, for example. Actually, I don't know if Dalek Attack's a good example. I don't know if this is a good example, but Dalek Attack's a good one. I think at the time of release, the incumbent Doctor was Sylvester McCoy or Paul McGann. McCoy's one of the ones you play as. The other 2 are Patrick Troughton and Tom Baker. So, yeah, to be honest, no, actually, I think I'll cut that. Same with some of the John Pertwee appearances. Same with John Pertwee's 3rd Doctor to a lesser extent. But one. So, yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest, guys. But okay, I'll give the Time Lord Victoria stuff. But I'll forgive the Time Lord Victoria stuff because that was and the Lonely Assassins game is dead. Oh well, at least as of now. Oh well, I'm hoping next year. I'm hoping next time. Not to mention multiple. Yeah. But whatever. This year it's going to be Fugitive Doctor year because she's got Circuit Breaker. But whatever. This year it's Fugitive Doctor year because we've got Circuit Breaker coming up. So I know that's not really a good way to end a 10-month video. But, apart from 10 or 14 turning up in Circuit Breaker, I can take at least solace in knowing we've got some Fugitive Doctor stuff. And also the end of the 15th Doctor Year 2 comics from Titan and DWM's ongoing comics is with him as well. Right, well, that'll be it from me this time. I'll see you bye. And I'll be back next time with a more Hello, Nick, from about a week or so in the future from recording that video. So that was actually the 25th of March, Wednesday. Yeah. I just wanted to quickly Farry's goes a little bit more. And he and Confused Adipose cover it fairly well, and he and and I even have an alternative edition. Enter Once Upon a Time Lord. Well, this one's by one of the artists in this. Yeah. Not that's really much to research other than some odd. Not that that's really. The story Firelight and Rhyme. The stories Firelight and Rhyme or Reason So yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea to do for the 12th Doctor. So I got this one off. Whilst the other one was from a now closed comic shop, whilst the other one is from a now closed comic shop in Bishop Stortford. And I think that's whilst the other one it was with the. And unlike this time round, but for the collections, I think it's just these two. Anyway, Once Upon a Time Lord, the story. The Titan really love their Sycorax, by the way. We talked about them in the last Titan. By the way, Titan love using the Sycorax. We talked about that. Oh well, it probably works out for them just as much as Big Finish using the Vord every other story. That's no different to Big Finish constantly using the Vord recently. Yeah, that was a dig. So the Doctor acquires the help of Captain Polly, a pirate. So that's that kind of. But this, as mentioned, this story's. Yeah. The events of this story, and then once he's got that, he then travels to ancient. But he's joined by a professor from. He's joined by an archaeologist from base. They're not a. How is it that Dan Slott understands ancient? How is it Dan Slott? I'm looking at you, cultural appropriation line from Empire of Death. Not to mention the whole making Sutekh a god rather than him being an alien, but I think many people have pointed that flaw out already. Let's carry on. So the whole in order to get to what his perceived and in this final story, and then these ones might even been from the in there. I think this in what is the which was actually a trap set by the Doctor, but the Doctor allowed him. Which was a trap set by the Doctor, but but it does help it does help him, which actually, sort of in a way. No, actually, I'm going to cut that. Anyway, so the wolf trying to take, which I honestly would have been. So it was sort of a human. Anyway, so the at least in Infinite Quest, even though it's a bit of a time skip, or in the case of this, in this overall, this is a. I also have to give a shout out to the first, who I believe is the only companion besides one other, actually, one of only two to actually get some dialogue in before we get to 9 and 10. No, actually, and Joe with the. Hang on. Then we get the second Doctor talking to Jamie, the third Doctor talking to Joe, the fourth Doctor getting the full talk at the same 80s controlled TARDIS following the events of the regeneration stories, following the. Also, Tegan and on a more positive note, Frobisher is the companion the sixth Doctor is talking to, making him one of the. Which is. On the plus side, Doctor Who magazine original companion talking to Molly O'Sullivan, and that apparently this is. Oh well. So over continuity errors aside, Firelight that takes the best elements of the Infinite Quest and the gay. And does a really good job in a love letter to RTD1. And presents a really. Which sort of serves like a prologue to the previous story for the 10th and. So that's the... and then we jump into the main... But since this came out, we've only had the Doomsday comic, Titan comic, I think. I think that came out after this, and then the 15th Doctor ones. When I say the Doomsday ones, specific, I think after this, the only releases we've had are, I think that was 3 of what appeared to be 4 or 5 dates. I think 3 or 4. But again, Titan scene. But again, Titan scene. But like I said earlier, and like I said in the last, 2/3 of it. 1/3 of it was transferred. So it's not even. And with no series on the horizon for a while, I'm not sure what they're going to do post. So yeah, so, and even re-released what appeared, and I think they re-released. But in regards to more recent times, they certainly seem to be slowing down, and I'm not really sure what or at the very least, maybe just be a fun read, and Origins in preparation of the future. See you guys next time. I'm hoping to do a 40. Anyway, and next video I'm hoping to do will be, hopefully, the 14th Doctor Expanded Media video, the Store of the Expanded Media. Not that there's that much anyway after. Maybe the I thought one was Bok, but it might not be Bok. I thought one was Bok, but it might not be Bok. And apparently there's some pterodactyls there.
Hey Nick, this is just sort of the cameo you wanted here, so here you go. There you go. Hopefully that's all right for you.
Oh, I should get the Blu-ray out, shouldn't I? The 14th Doctor, who is actually 2 incarnations, thank you, Stephen Moffat, who's actually 2 regenerations in this. Yeah, Timeless Child Revelation is not looking at bad now in comparison, does it? I'm of course being sarcastic again, but it's still. I'm of course being sarcastic again if you can't be. Yeah. But then again, they're not that far off. Then again, it's not that far off. Both as part of a pitch from Russell, both as part of a pitch from Catherine Tate and David Tennant to Russell, who then went. And as of May 2000, as of the 8th of May, or at least not in the last year, at the very least, at least, they haven't even. And that's possibly going to delay which leads to the possibility of the 14th Doctor possibly coming, not including Billy Piper. So anyway, yes, 3 episodes featuring the 14th Doctor plus the ending. Fuck's sake. which for some reason was not included on this DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K. Nor was the BBC season. So they've probably done as many of those as there's been episodes of the news. So they've probably done thousands, if not nearly. So they've probably done thousands. But if you're counting her, but then again, one of those is in the Matrix. Another one is a hologram. One of them is a character remembering them, and another one has 13 sort of switching out that's character's role. So technically, it's really just the one main proper appearance, but it's 5 total. I suppose once upon a time. I suppose once upon time sort of also counts as a second one, if we're being technical, second proper one. But even then, it's glitching between her and 13 in that scene. So yeah. The eighth yeah. And it's going to be tricky to form a cohesive timeline. Good luck, guys. Do not envy the people working on either of the Doctor Who wikis, because you got him in the books, you got him in the Doctor Who magazine comics, as well as a short series from Titan, and especially you've got him in Big Finish audios, which is an era in on itself. And should there ever be a Eighth Doctor spin-off and should there be an Eighth Doctor spin-off series, good luck trying to get that into continuity with everything else. But as for I've been babbling for so long. But as for 14, which is a 4-part with a 15th with an extra. So yeah, we had 14 parts, but yeah, and then the January 2020. Thomas has reviewed both of these, but yeah, in the case of Liberate. But in the end, Liberation of the Daleks was extended to be a 4P. Naturally Untitled, Shenanigans in Time, takes place between the events of the Star Beast and World Yolanda. Naturally Shenanigans in Time, Untitled officially. And now it's always But anyway, so yeah, the Isaac Newton bit is very much like one of those scenes from Untitled Shenanigans. But yes, before they arrive on the spaceship in World Beyond. Well, we've had the post-regeneration audio story we've had the post-regeneration audio story with Like the Flame from the War Doctor Begins 1. And technically the Sixth Doctor also regenerated in a regeneration, and technically the Sixth Doctor's actual regeneration story is, depending on who you ask, either a book or, in my personal opinion, audio. With, I think it's Slipback for the other one, for the former, and for the latter, The Ultimate Adventure, The Brink of Destruction. I think the War Doctor story was Like the Flame from Forged in Fire. That's such a good box set. and to a lesser degree, and to a lesser degree is the third to last page of this comic book. It shows is that the 14th Doctor is, hands on there again, which is covered in a bit more detail in the prose slash short story, which is covered in a bit more of an as well as the 15 stories of Doctor Who. What does it? Plus the fact that he's post-regenerated, and the TARDIS has been although close enough at this point, is the fact that he has a more metallic, and the only thing that's been said to affect him has been, or maybe the file creature was used for, or maybe the file, because Davros, the audio, this video was supposed to be a short one. Or within like a couple of hours or a couple of but yeah, into which, as mentioned, is the first, or was it the other way around? No, yeah, I was right the first time. So yeah, into control. And in these earlier stories, and in Liberation of the Dawn, and I find that interesting. It doesn't. It also helps the fact that and Chris Chibnall, because, well, actually no, Chris Chibnall, we're going to give you a break this time. You didn't do anything wrong in this case. You can be held accountable for other stuff, but not this. Not this one. I'm going to cut that actually. At least this is one thing we can't say Chris Chibnall did. At least this is one thing we can't put on Chris. But yeah, Chibnall gets too much hate. Some of it understandable. And other times, I'll just get over it. That's another one for the bonus scenes. Probably CBBS bedtime stories, which is also probably then BBC bedtime stories, though short novelization short of the Minnesota short story / prose version. Yeah. The only other thing is mentioning that Fortnite gave him a skin for them. Was it Fortnite? I think it was Fortnite. 4 skins. Come on, hurry up. Still recording. Stop, come on, hurry up. Ah, Jesus. It's probably already broken up the footage, so. The only other thing to mention is that he got a skin in the Fall Guys game. The only other thing to mention is that actually, there's one more in a comic skit. Including with the broadcast version using Power of the Doctor regen. So, yeah, so not only is this not really. In this alternate timeline, even though he looks, sounds, and acts like. say it's another timeless Doctor, timeless child, and yeah, twice after that, and you just have David Tennant be the face that appears most of the, Sorry, I just went on a massive tangent. Hopefully, if anyone else could be bothered to do anything, but yeah, I jest. I love you guys. Also, the Lost in Time game as well.
Multiple David Tennants are here. Blimey.
Okay, so recording the 10th Doctor Real David Tennant Part 1. Okay. Planet Bedroom. I've been here before. Well, let's take a look around then, shall we? No, it can't be. It's me. No, it can't be. It's me. I might do that one more time. Oh yes, sir. It's me, myself, and I. No, that's wrong. Let me do that again. Oh yes, sir. It's me and myself. And I. And I. No! No! Yes. Yes. Brilliant. 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 No, let me do that again. Brilliant. But why? But why? But why? Oh, sorry, Facebook went off there. Let me just mute that for a second. 15 minutes. Okay. But why? Because this video series has a pattern and a formula. Because this video series has a pattern and a formula. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. In that case, you know what we should do next. In that case, you know what we should do next. Well, in that case, you know what we should do next. Oh yes! Allons-y! Allons-y! Molto bene! Molto bene!
Multiple David Tennants? Well, that's impossible.
David Tennant's call.
Thanks.
Okay, so recording the real 10th Doctor Part 2, the 14th Doctor lines. Okay. Right. Let's clear my throat and then... I know this place. Planet Bedroom? Well, any second now, my character building figure and Eagle Moss figurine collection figure selves will pop out to say hello and we'll do our usual. Where the hell are they? 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 Gasp! Beep the meep! What are you doing here? I thought the Wrath Warriors arrested you. I'm not sure if you wanted the word gasp or if that was meant to be a reaction, so I'll do it again without the word and I'll just do the reaction. Beep the meep! What are you doing here? I thought the Wrath Warriors arrested you! And I'll do one more with the word. Gasp! Beep the meep! What are you doing here? I thought the Wrath Warriors arrested you! Well, Bio generated him to him, yes. Well, by generated into him, yes. Well, by generated into him, yes. Well, by generated into him, yes. Okay, I'll do that one more time. Well, by regenerated into him, yes. Anyway, B, you didn't answer my question. Also, are you the one responsible for my character building figure and Eagle Moss figurine collection figure sales not being here? Fucking Facebook. Right, let me just ignore that, sorry. I'll do that again. What? 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 I didn't realise there were 3 whats there, so we've got plenty of whats there, hopefully. But I feel depressed again. I feel depressed again. Yes, please. Yes, please. Thanks. Hang on, aren't you supposed to be trying to kill me and I'm trying to stop you? Hang on, aren't you supposed to be trying to kill me and I'm trying to stop you? On second thoughts, you're good. On second thoughts, you're good. Sure, see ya. Right, well. Well, it may not be from Doctor Who magazine, but it'll do. Allons-y! It may not be from Doctor Who magazine, but it'll do. Allons-y! Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Nicholas Payne YouTube channel. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
This is Nick, lines for beep, the meep, meep, for the real David Tennant Part 2. Meep, getting the voice into character. It's not amazing. I'm trying to do a blend of Miriam Margolyes and Toby Longworth. Oh, you dear little doctor, you wouldn't hurt the meat now, would you, meep? Okay, beep, me here's. And I thought you got shot by the celestial toy maker and regenerated into Shooty Gatwa. Meep. And I thought you got shot by the celestial toy maker and regenerated into Shooty Gatwa. Meep. Oh, please. Oh. Cop out! Meep! Cop out! Meep! You don't have any. That's the wrong voice. Meep! I am beat the meep. You don't have any. What was that accent? You don't have any. You don't have any. Oh boy, I've got loads of. I'm the one with all the paragraphs in this one. Oh, it's voice work. At least I don't have to do it all at one go. Yeah, character building stopped during. Yeah, character building stopped during Peter Capaldi's run, and Eagle Moss went into bankruptcy in August 2022. They have released quite a few of the ones planned for Beyond issue 227 for the Sci-Fi and Movie Shop chain. Yeah, Character options stopped during Peter Capaldi's run, and Eagle Moss went into bankruptcy in August 2022. They have released quite a few of the ones planned for beyond issue 222 for the Sci-Fi and Movie Shop chain. Yeah! Meep! And Eagle Moss went into bankruptcy in August. Alright, on to the next one. Master Replicas did take over that figure line, including doing figures of you and your next self. Oh, and those Doctor Who magazine pictures? Yeah, those came with issue 467, which was for the 50th anniversary, so no picture of you at the end. Well, not one like that. Meep! Master Replicas did take over that figure line, including doing figurines of you and your next self. Oh, and those Doctor Who and those Doctor Who magazine pictures. Yeah, those came with issue 467, which was for the 50th anniversary. So, no picture of you at the end. Well, not one like that. Meep! Basically, this joke can only work up to the 12th Doctor with all 3 figures plus DWM picture, minus DWM picture for the War Doctor, and with just 2 figures and no DWM picture for 13 and Fugitive. Then just character options action figure for you and 15. Maybe Master Replica ones too. Meep! Basically, this beat the meep. Beat the meep. Meep. Oh, to hell with it. Exhibit C. Basically, this joke can only work up to the 12th Doctor, with all 3 figures, plus DWM picture, minus DWM picture for the War Doctor, and with just 2 figures and no DWM picture for 13 and Fugitive. Then just character options action figure for you and 15. Maybe the Master Replica ones too. Meep! Yeah, my meep voice is all over the place. I do apologise. Oh, and characters smaller range. Doctors 10, 11 and 12 only. No stun guns for me! Just die! Oh, and characters smaller range. Oh, and characters smaller figure range to 3.5. The 3.75s. Only Doctors 10 and 11 and 12 were made for that. Want to cuddle your friend, Beep? Want to cuddle your friend, Beep? Want to cuddle your friend, Beep? That's alright. You are Beep's friend after all. Meep! That's alright. You are Beep's... That's alright. You are Beep's friend after all. Meep! Oh, if only that was in the TV series. Sequel episode, Russell. Sequel episode. Although they can't base it on the Star Beast 2 because Lux kind of took the cinema premise aspect already. I'm sure they could do something else. I'm on holiday, meep, but for you I can put that on pause. Oh, to hell with it, Exhibit C. I'm on holiday, meep, but for you I can put that on pause. That's what I thought. See you around, meep. That's what I thought. See you around, meep. This is the last one. I gotta get it right. Oh, to hell with it. Exhibit C. No stun guns for me. Just die. I think my voice is going a little bit. Alright, that should hopefully be enough. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official The Whoniversals YouTube channel. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Nicholas Payne bonus content YouTube channel.